Welcome back to Streamline Entertainment. I hope everyone is well, and that we're going to be talking a topic which has been in the news over the last few days. An IG model goes to Dubai, cussing people out, and guess who is in prison? Yes, the lady herself. Teiara Young Allen, an IG model. I know a couple of things about going to Dubai. I've been there a few times. My brother's been there loads of times as well. They're their laws are very, very strict on like shouting, abuse, and violence. You're going to get locked up for it. It's simple as that. You know, you gotta respect their laws. If you're not going to respect their laws, they're going to ban you from coming. And for kicking off over there is one of the worstest things you can do. Especially, she apparently smashed a car up as well. So we're going to go into it. I'm going to comment as we go, because, like I said, it's been sort of made into a massive thing now.
In our opinion, she did not commit a crime. Don't punish women for doing the same thing a man can do in Dubai. It's not fair and it's not right.
Like many of you who have a passport, I love to travel. I love seeing new countries, seeing new things, witnessing new experiences, and trying out new foods. But you know, one thing I have noticed, that different places have different rules. Not everybody operates like the United States. Now, while they may have some of the same amenities, such as good electricity, great roads, and a place like Dubai has a mixture of European and United States capitalism. And what I mean by that is, it's one of the few places in the world I can go to Care For, which is a European brand, and I can also go to Pete's Coffee, which is a brand I love from Berkeley, California. But all in all, a place like Dubai or some parts of Russia or parts of Poland, they have specific rules. And what works in America won't work in Dubai.
That's correct. Before I went, I think I went 2007, first time I went. I think you've got to read up about it. You've got to make sure it is for you. You know, there's many places you can't just, get a drink and stuff. You have to, it took me a few times in going there to get sort of the hang of things. It is an enjoyable place. There are wonderful people out there, but you just gotta respect the laws. Everything else you can do is it's pure freedom, it's fun, and it's a beautiful place to be.
And that is why this lady here by the name of Tarek Bayshow made this particular clip. What you need to know before you carry y'all ass to Dubai.
Okay, this is for those of you, my people who love to run your butts to Dubai. Here's some things that you absolutely need to know. Listen up.
And this simple one-page e-commerce website is all we use.
Do you know you can get arrested for some of the craziest stuff in Dubai? I'm talking about crazy. Crazy. Swearing. Number one, swearing, cussing, especially the F-bomb, the F word. You could get 1 year in jail or a $2,157 fine. 1 year for saying the F word. Oh yeah, and you can't swear online, you can't swear on social media, you're going to jail. Number two, checking somebody's phone is an invasion of privacy in Dubai. You can get 6 months in jail or a $21,000 to $100,000 fine for checking your man's phone. You hear me, ladies?
So that's just the precedence, guys. That's just some of the crazy rules. And I've been to Dubai twice and stopped the show. I was there to see Dima.
Look, we have a lot of freedom in the UK, and I've got a cousin out in the US, and it's not the same sort of freedom of speech that you hear people swearing on the streets, and everyone seems to turn a blind eye for it. People may not like it, but they don't say anything, and you can't really do that in Dubai. They're pretty hot on stuff like that. It's just one of those things. It's just laws and regulations you have to abide by.
And yeah, I was actually cursing outside and didn't know that it was a fine. So next time I know when I'm cursing to do it inside the house. I had no idea I can go to jail for a year. But be it as it may, there's also certain things that attract ladies to Dubai, and that is because a lot of money is in the United Arab Emirates, Abu Dhabi and Dubai. A lot of people, a lot of foreigners there, and a lot of guys that have a lot of money, and people like to vacation there. There's a lot of great things there. There's the beach, there's yachts, there's everything. So people love being there because it's a really great place for commerce. Unfortunately, if you take your American attitude to Dubai, you can also get yourself into a lot of trouble. And you can think because Dubai looks like America or it looks like London or a mixture of the two, you believe that you can just say anything or do anything you want. And it's really not true. Dubai is super strict. It is probably one of the strictest places on earth for a cosmopolitan modern city. And this IG model, Teiara Young Allen, found out the wrong way or the hard way when she got into an accident. But I'll let Fox 26 play that clip.
On Fox, the last 2 months are described as terrifying for a Houston woman who we're told is being detained in Dubai.
Fox 26's Dominique Keith joining us live near downtown Houston.
I think the news really got on top of this, to be honest with you. I think it was made a lot bigger than what it should have been. I mean, Teiara Allen, she did wrong at the end of the day. She's got to pay her dues. I bet she's not even in that long at the England. She'd probably have to pay a fine. But you need to respect the way she was talking earlier on in the video about, they do this, they do that. It seemed shocking. But she didn't seem that she wanted to do it, abide by those laws or regulations at the end of there. But I don't think they'll be inviting her back, even though she is a model.
With why she's being held, Dominique.
Well, the crime she's charged with may surprise you, and Dubai is increasingly becoming a vacation spot for a number of Houston women. One who's there right now, according to her social media page, is trying to get back to the Bayou City, but according to her mom, her passport has been confiscated because she was charged with screaming in public.
It also could result in prison time. So it's very scary.
The trip turned terrifying for Teiara Young Allen when her mom says she was a passenger in a friend's rental car and they got into an accident there in Dubai. Tina Baxter says when her daughter went to the company to retrieve her ID, credit card, and other items left in the rental, Baxter says it did not go well.
She found out that she could only receive those items if she paid an undisclosed amount of money. She dealt with a very aggressive individual, a young man there who was screaming at her.
Baxter says her 29-year-old daughter ultimately yelled back at the rental car agent, she says resulting in her being charged for screaming there in Dubai.
And so she is in jail.
Well, look, they must have video footage of that to understand what's going on. I think this has escalated a hell of a lot at the end of the day, but look, you've got to respect the laws and cultures. I keep going back to that. It's the same in Thailand, same in the States, same in where I live, the UK, same in Europe as well. But like I said, this is it's a great place to go to, Dubai, but it is strict. People get locked up for smoking weed in different areas. They'll do like 2 weeks in prison and then they're kicked out of the country. You hear a lot of that. It happens a lot, or people being drunk. They'll do a couple of days in prison and then they're sent back home on another flight a few days later. It's just one of those things. If you made a mistake, pay your way, apologise, leave the country. If you don't like it, you don't have to go there again at the end of the day. But what you could remember, they call all the shots.
For one reason and one reason alone. She raised her voice. In that country, a female is not even allowed to raise her voice. If she raises her voice, it's punishable by jail time.
It's been very emotional. There are some days I stay up all night crying.
They have a strict law system that is really based on theocracy.
This website warns, quote, laws and customs are very different, so be aware of your actions to ensure they don't offend while in United Arab Emirates. Now, after Baxter says her daughter was charged with screaming in Dubai, her passport has been taken, and the American social media influencer who works as a truck driver can't leave the UAE, according to her mom. And her mom says she's been placed under a travel ban pending the outcome of the investigation.
It's very frightening. The longer she's been there, the more reality has started to kick in.
In our opinion, she did not commit a crime. Don't punish women for doing the same thing a man can do in Dubai. It's not fair and it's not right.
Look, it's the catch-2 situation. I understand that. We know that in Dubai, women haven't got the rights that men has. Like, you know, more or less, we've got equal rights in Europe, US, UK, you know, but like I said, I think he's, I don't know whether he's probably a lawyer, but I think he's clutching at straws a bit, because he must know the laws and regulations and how strict they are. And I think it's not because she's a woman at the end of the day. I think personally she's young, she kicked off, she lost her temper, and now she's paying for it. It's just as simple as that.
Now, see, I want to talk about this guy, Quinnell, at the end. He's trying to say at the end, like, it's wrong, they shouldn't do her like that. But, you know, this guy needs to understand. You can say that when you're in America. You're not going to be able to tell people from Dubai that they're wrong in their country. See, Dubai has a no hood ratchetness policy. And see, that ratchetness works in America, but it doesn't work in other places. You see? It doesn't work in most parts of Africa. It doesn't work in the Arab world. Even if you get into a car accident or if you have issues, you're going to handle yourself like a woman. And she found out the hard way. So what's happening? Well, or what has happened, they have taken her passport. She's been in jail and the mother is begging for her to be released. But now the real issue is, why didn't you teach your daughter how to handle issues? See, in America, you can yell at people and curse at people, but you can't do that overseas. There's still a way to handle things in a way as a woman or a man. And I'm not saying that I haven't made that mistake. Also,
Look, I keep going back to this situation. At the end of the day, you're right. A mum should have said, look, you just can't go off on people. She's young. And it's a matter of trial and error, and I think she will learn from it at the end of the day, you know. But like I said, sometimes you have to take a few knocks before you actually think, Jesus, at the end of the day, maybe I was wrong. She'll think about it in years to come. Maybe she won't. Maybe she'll keep that attitude. I don't know. But like I said, she's obviously doing well for herself in the business she's into. And our mum's obviously kicking off about what's going on, and this obviously Quinnell X community activist is kicking off and basically saying that she should never have been arrested or in prison for it at the end of the day. But like I said, nobody can change the laws and regulations in Dubai.
It flew into a rage, but a lot of Americans believe that you can just do that because you're an American and somebody should worship you. But you need to understand one thing. Mm-hmm. The United Arab Emirates, they're a very rich nation. They're not going to take your bad behavior, or you're not going to come over there using your bad stuff in their country. They're going to punish you. So you're going to come over there and you're going to do the right thing, or you're going to be punished. And see, as men and as people who want to be in the community, that's how you have to be. You have to make your own rules, and I'm not saying that you need to, arrest ladies or even men, whoever does that. But the thing about it is that when you develop your nation for your own people, you're not going to let people come into whatever you have established and let them behave any kind of way. There are rules of engagement, even if the person was wrong in the car accident. And again, I've heard some stories that, she didn't pay for the damage or something like that. But you need to behave like you have some sense overseas. American men have gotten to...
You have to have sense. You got to have your wits about you when you go abroad. at the end of the day, you know, I always make sure I've got insurance, I'm always sure I'm record. If I'm in a bad situation or there's drunks about, I get out of there, I make a move, I assess areas, I assess the situation, and you've got to do that. You've got to be a bit clued up to save yourself getting scammed or in trouble or even locked up in prison abroad.
That same situation too. They're not the only ones. It's people all over who go to these places and you start acting crazy, but you got to leave your American attitude at home because you're not dealing with Americans. All right? You're dealing with somebody else's country. And when you're dealing with somebody else's country on somebody else's soil with somebody else's rules, you will behave like you have some sense or else. So now what we're trying to do is to tell people, well, you know what? She should be able to come over there and act a fool. No, she shouldn't be able to come over there and act a fool, because if somebody from Dubai comes over and they act a fool in America, what does America do? We get them the hell up out of there, male or female. We do not.
This is what I'm saying. You go into those countries, you have to go in there respectfully, because like I said, you know, they've got rights over there. You treat them with respect, they'll treat you with respect. That's what Dubai is like at the end of the day. And it you know, it doesn't happen all the time. People are very respectful over there at the end of the day. And if they, you know, but like I said, you've got to hold it down and have some control over your emotions, especially in arguments or where things are gonna get heated. You've just got to keep your cool. That's very, very important.
Not care. And we need to respect people's rules or don't go to their country. Again, if you're going to act the ass on your home court. All right? You're in somebody else's land where you're not, you know, that whole black, you know, our Negro attitude that we have with each other in Americans. We get out there and start yelling and screaming at folks. That's not going to work someplace. And you're lucky you ain't the right person, because, hey, and many brothers have been there, sisters too, they could arrest you or even worse. So, you know, I hope the sister understands that wherever you go overseas, you know, a lot of men just don't appreciate being talked to like that, even if it is their fault. There's still a way to do things. So, guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another...
Interesting. Well, look, she's going to pay a massive fine. She'll probably get kicked out of the country. She'd have to apologise, or she may even get a ban for a couple of years, basically, maybe 5 years or so before she can actually go back there. But I can't see, after this, I cannot see her going back there at the end of it, even though she likes the place and she seems to be doing pretty well for herself. But like I said, you're not above the law, and it was silly, but like I said, she's young and hopefully she'll learn by it. Don't forget to subscribe to Streamline Entertainment and support the channel, and thanks again to all the new subscribers, and I hope you're enjoying the content. Take care and have a lovely evening.